which has Mr. McGlue written on a piece of paper sellotaped to its side. "Do you happen to know the first name of Mr. McGlue?" I ask, taking out a donations form. "William, I think it was, bud," he says, checking the name written on the back of his hand in black felt tip. "He knew I would want to know. That's sweet." Then he shuffles out of the shop, pulling his black jogging bottoms up over his Calvin Klein boxers, and inviting me to have a good one. The council flat that was once the home of this Mr. McGlue will already be being cleaned by the housing maintenance team. It will be back on the council's database tomorrow, and someone else will be living in it by the following evening. All evidence of Mr. McGlue having been wiped and dusted and vacuumed away. "You want a tea, Eddie?" Margie calls from the back room. I can hear her skirt bustling about as she fills the kettle. She's wearing her favourite one today, made of purple and magenta scraps of fabric that are all patchworked together. I'm relatively certain she makes them herself because I've never seen anything quite so Margie for sale in a shop. A few months ago, Margie cut her hair. She used to wear it in 2 long silver plaits that snaked all serpent-like down her back. But then she had it chopped and cropped into a pixie cut, and it suits her so well. Neat, no nonsense, and usually adorned with a clip to match whichever Frankensteinian skirt she is wearing. What I love about Margie is the paradox of her. Margie is orderly, plain speaking, doesn't suffer fools gladly, and yet she dresses like she plays the accordion in a travelling circus. "No, ta," I reply. Margie has decreed that we are only allowed to shout back and forth to one another when there are no customers in the shop, which, late in the afternoon on a grey Thursday, is inevitable. As I fill in the donations form, I hear the kettle click off. Mr. William McGlue, posthumous donation. Rest in peace, good sir. There will be other forms being filled in about him now. A death certificate, perhaps an application for a cremation, done as cheaply as possible on behalf of the city with a funeral-less goodbye. Margie rattles through the bead curtain that divides the front of the shop from the staff room. £12.50, we took the tag off and kept it because Margie and I enjoy rattling through beads. She walks carefully, stirring the OXO that she always drinks in her dancing fox mug. Her foxo. "What is OXO?" I asked Margie when I began working in the charity shop. Shortly after my retirement began to make me feel restless. I mean, I recognise the smell, but what is it really? What's it made of? And she replied, as though this were a completely normal thing for a human to want to drink, "Concentrated beef?" Well, no time like the present. I haul Mr. McGlue's bin bag off the counter and rattle back through the wooden beads. "You're a star," Margie calls, knowing that it always makes me sad when the city council is in charge of discarding someone's final earthly possessions. Usually a crying relative will drop them off, or at least an old friend, even a neighbour. When the council does it, it means the person who died was completely alone in the world. Mr. McGlue has very little that will be of use to us, which makes me feel even sadder for him. What makes it into the sell pile is a wooden carriage clock, a vintage radio, and a cross-stitch of a cobbled street. And for the recycling bin is the rest of his life. Moth-eaten jumpers, a tea-stained ordnance survey map, a butter pot with buttons inside, and a broken badminton racket. And that is it for poor Mr. McGlue. Everything he owned is now dispersed, to be sold or burned or recycled.